Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the session, Shiksha Hangout session. The purpose of this Hangout session is to connect you to some current Indian students who are already studying across various universities in the United States. Joining us is Atul Vishwanath, Dehi Vaishnav, Akhilesh Malu, and a few more students studying across various universities, which include CSU, LA campus, IIT Chicago, University of South Carolina, and a few more. We would be asking these students questions basis post-departure as well as pre-orientation to help you understand the do's and don'ts that you need to do to ensure that your journey while reaching the university is smooth and safe. We would be asking a few questions, and I would also like to introduce my colleague Anamika, who is also working with shiksha.com. And Anamika, why don't you introduce yourself?
For MS and MBA. I am in this domain for about 5.5 years. So today we are organizing this session for students, those who have a lot of queries before they are ready to fly. So we have few experts as who are already studying in USA, and you may have your direct queries resolved from those experts. Over to you, Udit. Udit, we can't hear you.
All right, I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, we can.
My first question is to Akhilesh, who is studying in University of South Carolina. Akhilesh, how was your experience in the first 2 weeks when you joined the university? What would you suggest students that they should keep informed when they are joining the university during the first 2 weeks? Over to you. Akhilesh, I hope you can hear me. Are you here? Okay, I believe there's some technical error because of which we are not able to communicate with Akhilesh. I would pass on the same question to Atul, who was studying in Illinois Institute of Technology, Chicago. Atul, can you please answer the question for everyone? How was your experience during the first 2 weeks when you joined the university?
Hi everyone. Yeah, so here in Chicago, you would be met with, I came in fall, so I landed on August 11th or something, and it was really hot, and not as hot as India, so you don't have to be that worried about the heat and stuff. But yeah, the first 2 weeks, you need to be a bit adapted. You need to be ready for change. The roads are on the other side, so the cars drive on the other side of the road. Plus, the all the switches in the house, they have to be flicked up to switch on. So that's a bit different from what we have in India. And the people are nice, but since we come from India, we have a lot of cultural differences with respect to the people here in United States. So they're a bit more open-minded. So don't be surprised if you find people acting very differently to what you're expected. I mean, what you've been uh, to all this while in life. So what I did in the first 2 weeks was right the day after I came to US, I went to the college, and I got all the documentation done and got my ID card. And I had like a few days to kill before the start of the college. So what I suggest everybody to do is like just to take a nice tour of the country. I went to the nearby state of Indiana. I went to the city Indianapolis. Uh, just toured a bit. The thing is, once you start your college, there'll be a lot of assignments, a lot of activities lined up for you. So you'd find it a bit difficult to travel. So I suggest that everyone should get used to this breakneck speed of how academics go on in United States. Yeah. So just be ready for change and be pretty open-minded about it. It's going to be difficult, but it's really worth it. Yeah. Thank you.
That was very insightful, Atul. In fact, I'm sure all the students would, would learn a lot from you in terms of how they should adjust to the new culture. But I have a question for you here. How long did it take for you to adjust? Were 2 weeks enough, or did it take you more than that?
Yeah, 2 weeks are enough. I mean, it's like you need to mingle with the people. You need to mingle with the localites and just adapt. Just understand the way that they say things, because a lot of the American terms and the slang here, it's very different from what we are experienced. I mean, what we are exposed to in India. Like in India, we use Hindi mixed with English, right? So over here, it's a bit more. It's really pure in the sense that all these filler words like array or this or that, which we used to in India, they don't understand it here, and they prefer things to be very straightforward, very direct, and so we, just be very friendly with them. They are going to help you a lot. And yeah, it didn't take like it took 2 weeks to a bit more than 2 weeks for me to adjust, but yeah, it was worth it. I mean, it was easy. You need to mix with the local crowd and you'll be fine. Yeah, not a big deal. Thank you.
Thank you for your insight. I would just like to remind everyone that there will be a question and answer session at the question and answer round at the end of the session. If you have any questions, you may write them down in the chat box as well. My next question is to Dey, who is studying in California, CSU, Los Angeles. Dey, I hope you're able to hear me and you're here. Uh, Dey, if you're muted, please unmute yourself. I repeat, Dey, are you here? Okay, I believe due to some technical error, they might not be able to hear us. I would pass on the same question to. I would like to ask my next question to Akhilesh. Akhilesh, are you able to hear us? There seems to be some technical error because of which they are not able to hear us. They might be rejoining. So Atul, let's continue with you till the time they reconnect. So were you able to attend the orientation? Did you reach the university on time?
Yeah, I did reach the university a few days before the college started. Like I said, yeah, I was able to attend the orientation. My orientation lasted for just 2 days. That was 18th and 19th of August, and they covered a lot of things like how international students, like especially those from the Asian countries, they can adapt to, they taught how the change is going to be, the drastic change in atmosphere and the drastic change in the way that education, the academics, all the subjects are going to be taught to us, the way that the things, the all the policies in college, uh, they're all different. So it was insightful, and I urge everyone to attend orientation at their respective colleges.
All right. And what is it that
Thank you.
students can expect in their orientation, apart from whatever you said?
Um, First things first would be about opening the bank accounts. That's important because money is important, right? So you need to pay for your college fees and get the life set up in US. So they talk about bank accounts. They would have a fair what do you say, an open house or something of all these banks and all these information counters, which I mean information which you would require to kickstart your college life. They'd also have a list of all these associations and student council, all these boards which you'd need, to you know have a extracurricular activity besides academics, and they would really urge you guys to join one of these associations, because that would develop you as a person as well as a professional, because all these skills are transferable to when you go for the job. And they will also tell about all these rules and regulations regarding the academics. So one thing that you have to keep in mind is that plagiarism is really frowned upon in US. So if you happen to copy or just happen to cut and just use parts of others' work in your work, that means that is plagiarism. So that is a very strict thing in United States. So a few of my friends, they've tried this and they were severely punished. So that was a very bitter experience for a lot of people involved in this thing. They would take you to the director of the studies, and that would end up in. I mean, you would end up in very hot soup. So they would be the at the orientation they would say this, and they'll really emphasize on this not being involved in plagiarism. So yeah, basically that's it about orientation, and they just talk about like how to mingle with the local crowd, and they'll also say like what to expect in the place that you're staying at. So I'm from Chicago, so I mean I'm currently in Chicago. So they told like how to go about go around the city, or about the local activities that we can participate in, just to mingle with the local crowd and things like that. So it was pretty insightful, the orientation. Thank you.
It's great to hear. I have a question myself, with regards to what you said. So, how severe was this punishment? I mean, of course, this is something that students should keep in mind, that they do not, indulge in any kind of such activities. And how severe could it be?
Okay, we are looking at deportation from the country.
All right. Okay.
Expulsion from the college. Expulsion from the college. So when you're expelled from the college, you lose your status as a full-time student. So you're on an F1 visa. When you lose the status as full-time student, you're expected to leave the college. I mean, expected to leave the country immediately. You'll be handed over to the Department of Homeland Security, and you'll be deported back to India. That is how severe it is. Plagiarism is not encouraged at all in any place in the United States. So, okay, here is the thing. If you wish to, take parts of others' work, please quote the work that you've taken. That is highly important. So you have an experiment, and you need to find you need to take a few data from other papers, like IEEE papers or something like that. So quote the papers, quote where exactly you've taken that from, and you'll be totally fine. I mean, that's not considered plagiarism. That's just considered citation. So you need to cite your sources.
Thank you so much for your insights, Atul. Sorry, I hope you completed.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Yeah, that's all.
All right. So just for everyone who's joined recently, we've already discussed how the first 2 weeks were when you join your university, as well as we've also discussed what to expect at the time of orientation. Some of the major points that we've covered is that, we are coming from a country where it's totally opposite in terms of, whether you talk about driving, whether you talk about electricity switches, whether you talk about the entire infrastructure. So adjusting to that is something that takes a little while. Apart from that, as Atul has already highlighted, plagiarism is highly restricted, and it is highly emphasized that you do not get into it, even if that sounds like a shortcut to you, because the punishment can be as severe as you being deported from the university. Does anyone has any question with regards to these two topics for now? All right, I'm assuming we can move ahead. I just want to confirm again, Akhilesh and Dhahi, can you hear me? We've been trying to connect with you since the start of the session, but I believe due to some technical error, you have not been able to communicate with us.
Udit, the two students, Trinetr and they are not able to join this call.
Okay, but I am able to see there he is part of the session right now.
He has just messaged on the group that he is not able to join the call.
Okay, all right, fine. Akhilesh, are you able to hear us? Hi Akhilesh, are you able to hear us? Well, in that case, Atul, it looks like we'll have to, direct our next question to you only, since there seems to be some technical error with the other students. I
No
also want to
problem.
confirm there was another student who was joining us from University of Kentucky. His name is Bhargav. Bhargav, are you here? I'm not able to spot you in the chat. Okay, fine. We'll move ahead with the next question. Atul, were you assigned any counselor or any coach who was guiding you at the time when you joined the university?
Um, so what they did at orientation, so there were few peer coaches, not peer coaches, I would say a few people responsible for taking us around the college, showing us the architecture, the infrastructure, and showing us what are the facilities available, what happens in those facilities, what to do, where to go, and these kind of things. So yeah, is that what you're asking? Is that the
That's
question?
right.
Am I answering the question or?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, there are many universities who even assign an admissions coach or a counselor to guide students, throughout the orientation, through the city, how to adjust with the city life, which may not be a part of the orientation process. So I was directing it towards some counselor or some specific person who was assigned to you.
No, in my university, they have like a career coach, a career center. So they have like all these coaches where they have a session which talks about the jobs and how you get yourself involved in on-campus jobs, and as well as once you're done with the 1 year of education, uh, what happens after that? Like how do you approach jobs and stuff? So that was one part of uh, the coach, I think what you're asking. And the second part is these people who take us around the college, they'll give like nuggets of knowledge about like how to go about doing things, and where to go, what to do, which place in the city is good for shopping, and how to travel there. They would not take us like grab us by the hand and take us in groups and stuff, but yeah, they would just direct us. So you take the train from this stop to this stop to and get down here. If you need to go shopping, so there is this Indian street which you go to get all your goods and stuff. So that kind of thing, yeah, that's what they do.
Great, great. Glad to hear that. And I'd like to welcome Bhargav. Bhargav, it seems that it took too long for you to connect. There might be some connectivity issues. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good. How are you? It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
It's good to see
How are
you as
you?
well. We've been waiting for you for a long time, and some of the
Yeah.
students were also eager to hear some answers from you. So, just to reiterate what we've already discussed. We've discussed about the life of a student during the first 2 weeks, and
Okay.
do's and don'ts during the orientation, and we've discussed some points with Atul, who's studying at Illinois Institute of Technology, Chicago. So, would you like to give some insights on how your experiences were during the first 2 weeks when you joined the university? And you can introduce yourself, which course you're studying, and which university you're studying in
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. So, so this is Bhargava, and I'm in University of Kentucky. It's in Lexington. So you guys might not be knowing where Lexington is. So the famous is KFC. K in KFC is Kentucky. So that thing where I live in right now, and I'm doing my mechanical here. Is it audible to everyone?
Yes, Bhargav.
Bhargav, we're
Yeah.
able to hear
Okay.
you.
So yeah. So when I first came to US, it was kind of new. It was completely new. So uh, there was a gap of week between the day I landed in US and the day of the orientation. So I got little time to adjust to everything, like a week. Uh, when you go to orientation, just be as normal as you can. There's no need for you to worry about something. It just you get used to the place in a couple of days, and everything turns normal. Everything is completely fine, and it completely depends on the place you go to, the university you go to. If you talk about the place and university I am here, the Indians are very few, so you don't see so much of Indians. So that might give you a little bit of some people. might worry because they're alone. They don't have any friends, so they might feel a bit scared. But there's no need to be. People are very friendly here, and don't listen to what you guys are listening to the news, because I don't see anything at all here right now. I have like it's been a year I've been here, but I have never faced any problem like someone showing racism or something. I have never seen. And talking about that, people here are most welcome. Well, I mean, most welcoming, and they're very friendly. So yesterday it was raining here. There's this guy on the road. He offered me an umbrella. Why would you do that? So there's no need to worry about anything. Uh, and do you guys have any questions in specific?
That's right. In fact, I see some students, Asha, Kaushal, Nitish, Naved. Do you have any questions for Atul and Bhargav?
Udit, even Trinetra is live now.
Right, I can see Trinitra is there. Hi, Trinitra, how are you doing? It seems it took you some time to join due to some technical issue.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well as well. So, just to reiterate, we have students joining from various universities, including Illinois Institute of Technology, University of Kentucky, as well as Sunny Albany. We've already covered the topics as far as orientation, as far as the first 2 weeks at the university is concerned, and how you should, what are some of the do's and don'ts that, you should take care of when you join the university. I'm sure, Anamika, you also have some questions to ask the students. So I'm passing on the call to you. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Sure. So, Trinetra, I think you would be the better person to tell us something about accommodation, right? After deciding on the university, when they finalize, I think the big decision is about where to stay, right?
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, if you can put some highlight on
Yeah.
whether the on campus is better or off campus.
Okay. Actually, I'm studying in University Albany, like New York. I prefer like most of the students here would take off campus. Like usually on campus will be around $1,000. Few of Indian students might think that it is expensive for them. Like if the cost is not a matter for you, you can stay on campus. The advantages, you will be close to college, you'll have access to library, and of course safety is you will get 100% safety and security there. And coming to off campus, like it is, I can just tell that it is 30% of what you pay for on campus. So it's always better. And one suggestion is that you don't have to search roommates depending upon your state or your language, or I don't think you can stay with other people too, like north south. You guys can combine and you'll get better understanding. And I think there are few apps you should see for accommodation, and you should contact few seniors about that. Maybe in New York we prefer Trulia and Craigslist, so you guys can just see. And it's better to ask seniors about the locality where you are
Okay.
selecting your house, because you might find it like it's cheaper, but it might not be in a safe location. So it's always better to ask your seniors whether this house is safe, or you can just ask them to visit the house once before you take it.
Okay.
And I think in our college they'll provide temporary accommodation for students, like Indian Students Association would provide them for around maybe 7 days or so until you find an accommodation. So that is one thing in our college. I have no idea about other colleges. So this is about accommodation.
That's fine. So, Trinetra, you had arranged your accommodation before your arrival?
Yeah, actually, I had gone through many websites. Then I just told you, right, Trulia and Craigslist. I just got an house in Trulia, and it is not safe to pay deposit until and unless you are here. Like there are few scams going on, so you have to be careful about that. And once you are here, maybe you should plan earlier. Like if you have to get a deposit so that you can directly come and talk to owner or agency and pay them. So that is a better
Yeah.
option here.
Now that's very important to note
Yeah,
because a lot of students they would be making the payment and after
yeah.
looking at the pictures and once they arrive they are not finding it
Hmm.
as good as they saw it in the
Yeah,
picture.
that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, very good piece of advice for students, those who are still deciding on where to stay. Okay, Trinet, would you also like to give us more information? I mean, a lot of students they are unsure how
Yeah.
much money to carry, right?
Okay.
And there are certain cards which needs to be carried. Some preferred, some forex cards. So what do you have to say
Yeah, I
on?
got it. Actually, I would like to mention few main points. Like first one is you should be sure whether which course you have enrolled for. Better talk to your advisors. Talk to them. Don't be scared that if the course is not available, just tell them this is your situation. I want that course. It is not like in India. They'll surely provide you that course, and or they'll provide you some alternative. So that is the first thing you have to do. You have to enroll for classes, and about fees. Make sure to check the deadline so that if you are missing deadlines, you'll be paying a lot of money for that, maybe around
Yeah.
$100 or 150. That fine depends on the university. So this is about your tuition fees and enroll. And coming to money, we usually recommend people to carry like some 500 to $600 like in cash, and maybe you can load some $1,000 in your forex card. This will be for your first month rent or your expenses. This is I just bought around $1,200 in my forex card, and like 600 cash. So people might tell forex card is not needed, but I would tell you, yeah, you need a forex card. That is the must here when you are coming. Maybe you can't get your account as soon as you come here. Like it might take some 15 to 20 days to start an account in USA. Maybe you can go with the Chase or Bank of America or anything, like whichever ATM is in your college or close to your house. So you can prefer that.
All right. Atul, do you have anything to say related?
Yeah, regarding the forex card, right? So I feel like you should carry between $1,000 to $1,500 just so that you can get your house set up and all your. Okay, so once you get your accommodation, there'll be this thing called renters insurance, which is new to all the people in India. We're not
Is it like
exposed to
leave?
having an insurance for the house.
Oh,
So
okay.
all these stuff. So insurance you need to pay, and then you need to pay for your electricity account setup. You need to pay for your internet account setup. So all these things require a bit of cash. So I feel like instead of waiting for your American bank account to be opened, I mean getting the card, debit card or something. So it's better to have cash ready in your forex. And once you get your American bank account set up, you can transfer the money from your forex card just to your American bank.
Okay.
That would be done easily. All they have to do is like swipe the card at their center, and that's it. All the money is transferred in. So, what Trinitra said, so Chase Bank is really popular, as well as Bank of America, and I would say Citibank too is good. And there is this thing like if you're above the age of 25, it's harder to get a bank account where you don't have to pay zero monthly fees or annual fees. So uh, only a select few banks have $0 bank account, or no minimum balance
Okay.
criteria. So I would suggest that you go talk to your seniors or go talk to your academic advisor or whoever that is comes in the orientation to guide you to select the proper bank account. And I would say avoid carrying too much cash. Trinitra, yeah, $500 is good, but I would say if you're staying in a bit more bit unsafe area, maybe I'm from Chicago, so anything can happen at any time over here. So it's not dangerous. I would just say that it's a bit more riskier to carry cash as compared to money in the card. What do you say, Trinit? Isn't that
Yeah,
correct?
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So just adding to that. Yeah. So $1,000 to $1,500 is pretty good. Please carry a forex card. That's a must. And college application. I mean, not application. Registering yourself, checking in at your college, and getting your ID card, and entering all the information in your college website. Then you'll have access to valuable information. Like banks will have access to your few things like your local address and stuff. So you can use that to open a bank account here. So it wouldn't take more than 10 days maximum to receive your debit card. It's easy. It's not a big deal. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Atul. Thanks,
Thank you.
Trinet. So, Bhargav, you are there?
Yeah, I'm still there. Yeah.
All right. So, Bhargav, my next question is about the things to carry in your handbag, right? So, for a lot of students, it's still a question what to carry and what not to carry. So, a lot of students would keep all their important documents in the luggage bag, right? And at the
Yeah.
check-in point, and when they're asked for certain documents, it's in the check-in point, which is going to take time. So anything, a very, I mean, important piece of information would you like to share on this? What all things they should carry in their handbag?
Yeah. First of all, uh, you're asking the wrong guy about this question here, because I'm a backpacking guy. I'll keep the folders which I need. That's it. So whenever I can tell you one thing, the main
Yeah,
things you ever need in US, like for a student, I-20 and passport. So if your clothes are gone, not a big deal. But never ever let those things go away. Uh, so the only two main things you need to keep with you. But when you're going through immigration, you need financial documents to be with you. They'll not be asking you to show every financial document you have, but sometimes they might, because I personally no one has ever stopped me and checked all my things and everything. But it's a, you know, good to have them handy near you so that you can pass through quickly. Uh, and make sure that if you don't know anything over there, take some rice. Not a huge bag, like a 1 kg of rice or something, because I bought rice because first 2 days I don't know anything, so it's better to eat something, right? So I
yeah,
took rice, uh, and take edibles. Nothing more than that. You're gonna miss home food. You're gonna miss food like anything, and it's uh, 11 o'clock in the morning, and I don't have a breakfast. You're gonna miss the breakfast timings and everything. So please carry as much as edibles you can to US, and
okay.
take care of your passport and I-20.
Yeah, that's more important.
Yeah.
Trinet, would you
Yeah.
like to share your views on this?
Okay. You're asking about cabin bag, right?
Yeah, the
Okay.
luggage
Maybe
and the
I
handbag.
would
Yeah.
tell them, yeah, just take whatever they took to their interview, like visa, that complete document along with that I-20 and passports, and they should make sure that they'll make copies of I-20 and keep it in their checked-in baggages, so that if it is lost or something, they can do it. And again, they have to write their names and address where they are traveling to clearly on each of their checked-in baggage. So that is one thing. And sometimes you might end up not getting your checked in baggage if the flight is delayed or something. So usually people ask them to carry some two sets of clothes with you, or if you're uncomfortable, you can change that in flight or whatever. You can get some 2 or 3 clothes in your backpack, and your laptops in backpack. uh,
Okay.
and about medicine, it's better to take a prescription from doctor, and just have his letter, whatever medicine you are taking, maybe let it be a crocin or anything. If if you're caught, they'll just throw away. They'll not let you take it without any prescription. So that is the one thing. And you better carry all medicines you want. Here you'll not get any crocins or just like that. You have to go to doctor. And one more thing, don't compromise on your insurance. Like few people might tell, why do you take that insurance? It is $700. You can take some 251. Don't ever do that. Okay, here it's very costly. Like it will cost you around 15 to $10,000 even for typhoid or any fever or any drip. So if you get, so don't compromise on your insurance. Your health is more important.
Right.
So pay more for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remit, the question I'm
Yeah.
going to ask may sound silly, but
Mhm.
just wanted to ask this
Yeah.
question out of curiosity. Did you carry some kitchen tools with you?
Yeah, obviously
I did.
you should carry kitchen tools. Yeah,
I
you
did.
should carry, because it's we have Indian store here, but it's very costly. Like it's like 3,000, or no, it's very costly. You should carry all those, maybe a cooker and few kitchen tools, whatever you need for yourself. And you can get rice and other things here. That is not a big deal. So carry whatever you want. Like if you want sweets, get sweets. So get all those such things from India rather than taking rice and wheat or anything. Maybe Maggie noodles, so you can carry for few days. Like it will help you for few days.
All
Okay,
right.
that's great. In
Atul,
fact,
would you like to add anything to this?
I would like to redirect the same question to all our other current students, including Atul Bhargav. Can you answer the same question? Did you carry any kitchen tools with you while when you joined the university?
Yeah, I did. I carried some.
We'll start with Atul. We'll start one by one. Atul, why don't you start answering?
Yeah, one thing is important. Your pressure cooker is highly important. In US, oh my God, it's really costly, to get a pressure cooker from Walmart. Trinitra, you've checked it, right? Check the prices on
Yeah,
Walmart, right? It's
yeah,
it's
right.
like
Yeah.
triple the rates which you get in India, man. Oh my God. So pressure cooker, get like a 4 liter or 5 liter pressure cooker. That's highly important. It'll come in handy, when you need to cook for like 3 to 4 people if you're staying together. I mean, in an apartment. And if you make certain stuff like the roti things, all these things are available, all the grocery stuff are available in the Indian stores. But I would say, you can get your paste, a few powders which your mother makes or grandmother makes. Those you cannot get in US. Okay, which are really
Right.
dear to you. Please get those things. And if you're a South Indian, you can get few rice paste and stuff which you can mix with your rice and eat. That's I don't know what they call it, tok, I think. So you can get
Podi,
those
podi.
at podi, yeah, podi, all those things. So you can get that from India, which you don't get that easily here.
I know
And
one powder which is gunpowder, which is all I know.
Yeah.
yeah, so grocery stuff, it's really easy. You can find here, not a big deal. But pressure cooker is highly important. Please get the pressure cooker. You
That's
cannot
great.
find a cheap pressure cooker here.
That's great. That's great. Bhargav,
Yeah.
would you like to add anything?
This might be weird and awkward, but yeah, carry mugs.
Okay, can you be a little more elaborative on that?
Uh,
By the way, we're not able to see you. We'd appreciate if you can turn on your webcam.
it's on. I thought you got. Where is it? Where is mine? It's on. No,
But we
sorry,
can't see.
video isn't working due to problem with the camera. I don't know what's happening.
No problem anyway. Please feel free to answer.
So yeah, the thing is, it's a bit difficult to right away adjust to tissues. So yeah,
Okay, all right. So I'll just take a minute we'll just take a minute to pause here for all those students who've joined us. I see Asha has been with us, since the start of the session, and I see some new students, including Nitish, Partho, and Preeti joining. So does any one of you have any questions for the current students who are studying in the States? Um, I repeat, does anyone have any questions?
I have one quick question to ask. I booked my temporary accommodations with IGSA and I am dropping off at University of Illinois at Chicago. So I would like to know whether they will be giving safe places, as I have heard Chicago is very much climate, and there are a lot of places which is under red flag.
I would appreciate if you can repeat the question because your voice was breaking in between.
Will IGSA provide paid accommodation?
Asha, can you?
Accommodation with them? And I would like to know whether they will be providing accommodations in the safe place.
Okay, Asha, I believe we're not able to hear you properly. Can you type your question in the chat window and I will redirect this to some student? In the meantime, does anyone else have any question? Just to reiterate, we've already discussed on what to expect during orientation, how your first 2 weeks would go when you are joining the university. We've also discussed what you should carry. We've discussed some important points, including carrying a pressure cooker. Now, that might sound silly to some students, but it's very important, as current students have already highlighted that it's open course there in the United States, and make sure to take all gunpowder and garam masalas from your parents, because you're definitely gonna miss them when you join the university. Uh, All right. So my next question is to all the students, all of you who are currently studying there. How was your experience during the at the port of entry when you reached the United States? How long did it take you to check out, and what kind of questions were asked to you, and what kind of questions did you have to present? We'll start with Bhargav.
Uh, Udit, there's a reason I couldn't understand the question.
Sorry.
There was a resound in of your voice. I couldn't understand exactly what you were talking.
All right. What I'm asking is, how was your experience? Just give me a second. I think there's some technical issue. Let me just get that rectified.
Yeah.
I think I found the technical issue. Asha, could you please mute your microphone?
All right. I hope my voice is not audible now.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. Now I can hear my voice.
Right. You're able to hear me?
Yeah, now it's good. Yeah.
All right. So my question is to all of you who are studying there, including Atul, Bhargav, and Trinetra. How was your experience at the port entry? In fact, how long did it take you to check out? When you were at the airport, what kind of questions were asked to you? What kind of documents did you had to present, and how was your overall experience? So Bhargav, we'll start with you.
Okay, mine was pretty simple. I was in line for like 40 minutes, and after that, at the immigration, I was like for 2 minutes. He saw my 20, he saw my passport, just let me through the immigration. So it was easy. So don't panic, don't be nervous, be normal, be casual, just like you're traveling somewhere for a vacation or something. You'll be good.
All right, that sounds pretty simple. In fact, there
Yeah.
are many students here who are afraid that people are deported directly from the port of entry.
I mean, that's a different question again. So all of the people who got deported from US are not from colleges which have a good background or something. None of them are deported because they didn't study well or something. They got deported because there's a Western Kentucky University. So I'm in University of Kentucky right now. So Western Kentucky is like an hour away. So the people from that college got deported last year, like last year or a couple of years ago. I don't know when exactly, because there was some issue regarding the department. The college was a good college, but they don't have enough legal thing to run a department. But even then they started taking students into that department. So that is when this happened.
All right, we understand. So I redirect the same question to Trinetra. How was your experience at the port of entry? Trinetra, I'm sorry, we're not able to hear you. I'm sorry to cut you in between. I think there's some problem. Can you speak again now?
Yeah. Can you
All
hear
right,
me
we're
now?
able to hear you.
Okay, it just took me like 20-30 minutes in the port of entry. And before you land here, you will be given a form. Okay, and you have to fill that. It would basically ask what you're carrying from India. They'll ask whether you have agricultural products or food items or any custom products if you had purchased in airport. So that you have to fill, and once you come, you have to just hand over your passport and I-20. It will hardly take like 5 minutes. You have to be confident enough. Okay, don't panic. And one more thing, keep your profile clean. Stop asking people whether part-time jobs are available or what about full-time jobs in groups, Facebook. don't indulge in such activities, and don't ever comment on anyone like any US politics issues. So be away with all that. Just come here and study. That is what you have to do for the first year. You don't have to worry about part-time or any jobs for now. Just study about that and keep your profile clean. That is what I want you to tell.
Yeah.
All right. And Atul, what about you? How was your experience?
Yeah, it was pretty simple. See, the thing is, uh, I had booked a flight through British Airways from Chennai to Chicago, and what happened was there was overbooking, and they redirected four of the people to through another route. So I was made to go to Bahrain, and then from Bahrain to London Heathrow, and from Heathrow to Chicago. So it was another detour, and the journey had really exhausted me. And my port of entry was unexpectedly at London Heathrow. So I was already in a very like big shock because I was running to catch the flight. And here is the thing: no matter how perplexed or shocked, or I mean not shocked, tired or exhausted, whatever you are, be honest, be very straightforward in whatever answers you're giving to the port of entry officer. So the questions that they ask is like, which college are you going to? Which department are you going to study in? How long is your course going to be? What are the things uh, who is paying for your accommodation? Where are you going to stay? Are you staying on campus or off campus? What visa are you on? Very important. They'll also give trick questions like, so what about work? When are you going to work there or something? So all these are trick questions, and please be aware that you're there as a student. You're there on an F1 visa, like what Trinetra had said. Very important. Be very clear with what you're answering.
Right.
If you make one mistake, they'll suspect you and they'll ask more questions about that. And if you get perplexed, that's it. I mean, they'll really suspect that you're not there for a proper reason, just to study. Highly important. Be calm, be safe. Don't worry about anything. It's just a normal interview. I mean, it's like talking to a police officer. I mean, not police officer, talking to a friend or something. I mean, he'll ask questions and you just have to answer. Nothing like what you're doing, right? That's it. Nothing much. Be straightforward. Extremely important. Don't beat around the bush. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So we'll take a pause here again. Asha, we still haven't received your question in the chat box. Let us try if your mic is clear now, and you can ask your question again.
I think he is. I think he's asked the question.
Asha, please go on. Yeah.
I booked my accommodations with IGSA, and
All
I would
right.
like to know, whether they provide safe areas. As I have heard, Chicago has a lot of red flags. By red flags, I mean terrorist-prone areas.
And which university are you admitted in?
The University of Illinois at Chicago.
I would like to answer that question.
Great, great. So Asha, we'll request you if you can mute your mic again because there's an echo coming from your side.
I've closed my mic already. I'll do it again.
Great. So Atul, why don't you answer that question?
Okay, so it's not like Chicago is some terrorist place or something. Okay, it's quite good only. Nothing to be afraid about. Just
It's a beautiful
ensure
city.
that you don't go in the wrong areas. Okay, no matter where you are, whichever state you are in, wherever. I mean, New York also. I mean, Albania also has crime rates. I mean, there are. I don't know, Kentucky. What Bhargav is studying at Kentucky.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I'm in Kentucky. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm pretty sure that there are certain areas there anywhere in
You have
US
come
which
everywhere.
you
You just
have to
have to be
avoid.
careful.
Exactly, right. So in Chicago, please avoid the south side and the west side unless you have some particular business or whatever to do there. Do not go there. South side is highly dangerous. Not highly dangerous, but it's advisable. Don't go to the south side. And if you're in the city, it's quite safe. Nothing much will happen. Also, at nights, do travel in groups. And Asha, could you explain what is IGSA? I'm not sure what. I've never heard of that term.
That's Indian Graduate Student Association, and they said they'll provide with temporary accommodation for 10 days in the airport. So I have registered for that through their portal.
Right. So, where have they given you accommodation? Which place? Could you just state the address or something? Maybe
No,
area at least?
they have not given the address as of now. They said they'll be giving that 3 or 4 days prior to my arrival at the States.
Okay. In any case, I would like you to contact the college regarding temporary accommodation, maybe for 5 to 7 days at least. Even if they give you, I mean, even if IGSA claims to give it to you in a safe place, I would say have a backup. And I'm pretty sure that by now you know that you have to get yourself a permanent accommodation, right? So also look at that. I would suggest you to join uh, a few groups in your college. Fall 17 groups, UIC, and they would have a lot of Indian students grouping up to get a house accommodation together. Please get yourself permanent accommodation, and nothing much to worry about. The city is pretty good. It's not like what they advertise on the media. You know that the media blows up a lot of things. Okay, there are a lot of things that happen in Chicago which you don't know. A lot of good things also happen in Chicago. It's a good place. It's one of the biggest cities in US, and there's a very good downtown area. And your college is it's in the downtown area, and that's where the a lot of uh, what do you say activities happen. So you'll really enjoy Chicago. It's not like it's gonna be some terrorist prone area like what you said. There's nothing terrorist about this place. It's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Great to hear that,
Thank you.
because see, there are all sorts of rumors here. Students keep talking to other students who keep spreading rumors based on word of mouth. So these kind of sessions really help people to understand that rumors should be considered as rumors only. They should not be taken as fact. These are facts that Atul is just telling you. So Asha, do you have any other questions? Because this kind of opportunity is not something that you're going to get again before you land in the States.
That is true. Thanks for the advice, Atul. I would really love to stick with it. And secondly, which bank should we opt for? I've heard Chase Bank is really nice. So could you please render some comments on that?
Okay. How old are you, first of all?
23 years old now.
Yeah, go for Chase. They'll give you a free student account. I mean, account which does not need you to pay, anything. Even if you have zero balance in the account, they don't make you pay if you're below 25. All right. So here is the thing. Chase is the largest bank in US. Second comes Bank of America. So if you go anywhere in US, Chase is going to be there. Either Chase or Bank of America. One of these two ATMs will be there, or one of these, I mean, branches of either of these banks will be there. Either that, or you can also go with Citibank. So these three banks are powerful. And also make sure that you have a bank account where the ATMs are plentiful. If at all you need cash for, if you're going to a local market where they do not accept debit cards, which is highly rare, then I would say that go to get an account at a bank where the ATMs are plentiful, and there are a lot of branches, so that no matter where you go, you will still have some service. I mean, you get what I'm saying, right? Chase is good. Please go for Chase. There are a lot of Chase ATMs in Chicago and around Illinois, and as well as a lot of other states in US. Chase is a good place. I mean, good bank to go with.
Once I get an account there, there will be no problem wire transferring money right to the university. And I'll be getting a forex card as well. So I'll be getting it from SBI. Will that be fine?
See, forex is totally fine. Actually, that's what Bhargav, no, I think Trinetra and I have discussed previously. Forex card is highly necessary for the first few days, at least first couple of weeks of your stay in US. You need a debit card, because debit card is what goes over here. most of, like 99.9% of every shops, whatever banks or whatever, they require you to have a debit card, a forex card, some form of card payment. So forex card is necessary for the first 1 or 2 weeks before you get your American bank account set up. Once you get your debit card, like American bank debit card, then you can transfer all the money in your forex card to your American bank account. So am I answering your question, Asha?
All right.
Yeah, you made it clear enough. Thank you, Atul.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
that's great. That's great. So, Kaushal and Partho, we see that you have been attending the session, but you have not asked any question. I would like to personally ask both of you, do you have any questions to ask Atul or Trinetra? We see that Bhargav have left the session as he was in a hurry. But do you have any questions, Kaushal and Partho? Okay,
I
it
think
seems.
Kaushal has a question here. Posted that in the group. It's regarding work, right?
Okay, what would that question be, Atul?
Yeah. What about earning, and can we earn when studying there? I mean, what time can we get work there?
So yeah, what both of you, Trinetra, and you can do is that you can answer the question in terms of what kind of part-time jobs are available. You know, both of you are from different cities. You're in Chicago, he's in Albany, so the experiences are definitely going to be different. So Trinetra, we'll start with you. What kind of part-time opportunities can students expect? How frequently, how quick can they get these opportunities? Trinetra, are you here? All right, I think there is some technical issue. Atul, back to you again. It seems you're the only one who has a very solid internet connection and is not facing any technical issues. So yeah, why don't you answer that question?
Okay. Coming to the work, make sure that you don't. I mean, don't venture into risky areas and get a part-time job there in desperation for getting money. Okay. It's going to be costly in America depending on which place you stay at. Uh, but I suggest you go through legal ways to get a job. On-campus job is highly recommended. Just advise. I mean, just approach your career services uh, office there, and they would give you nice direction on how to get a on-campus job. There'll also be a job portal in your college website which lists all the on-campus jobs available. And here is the thing. So after you can only approach outside companies for jobs in legal ways after 1 year of your education there. So if you join in fall 17, you can only get an opportunity to do internships or co-ops from fall 18 or summer of 2018. And whatever part-time jobs that you would like to have in the meantime, like during the semester, or these are the things like working in a gas station or working in a local grocery shop or working in 7-Eleven or something like that. There are people who do that, but I would suggest that is not advisable, because if you're caught, like Department of Homeland Security says, if you're caught, that is highly illegal to work in such places. Part-time jobs are not advisable, and if you're caught, you'll be deported immediately, because your F1 visa states that you cannot work outside campus, for the first 1 year at least.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Atul.
That's right, and we hope no one tries to, work off campus, because it's something that we as counselors, in fact, keep advising students that when you're looking for a job, no matter how lucrative it may seem, no matter how fruitful it may seem, do not work off campus, because the consequences are very harsh, which includes direct voting. There's no second chance given to you, and people in the states are pretty clear about that. So, Pranitra, are you here? All right, we have a new participant who has just joined the session. Brace, do you have any questions for the current student studying there? Brace, we're able to see you. If you're speaking, we're not able to hear you. All right. I believe there are no questions. So we would conclude the session with one last question. And again, back to you, Atul. What are the top three things that you would advise students while, in terms of departure, when you are leaving the country? What are the top three things that they should keep in mind before they depart?
First thing is that make sure that your luggage doesn't cross 23 kilograms.
Okay.
Okay, that is important, and your airlines would have certain regulations as to what you can bring and what you cannot bring. Please don't cross those regulations, otherwise they'll hold your baggage at the airport and not let you pass through. So, and if you cross the 23 kilograms of every bag, you'd have to pay extra, which is also difficult because you're already paying a lot for the flight ticket. Secondly, wait, I think somebody has asked about off-campus housing and Partho, I think.
Sure,
May I
sure.
address
We
that
can take
question
up that
because he
question
keeps
once.
asking about off-campus.
We can come to that question. Why don't you continue with what you were saying, and we'll come to that later.
Yeah, so where was I? Yeah, the baggage. And second thing is, before you come to US, say your goodbyes to everybody because you have no idea when you're going to come back. It's not like you're not never going to come back. Spend as much time as you can with your family, friends, relatives, all these people. You are going to come back after, a year or so, but you're not going to get that physical, the ability to stay there with them, so spend as much time as you can with your family, friends, relatives. Third, uh, be open to new possibilities, new uh, opportunities. You may get anything at any time. There might be, and here is the thing: like if you're staying in the Midwest regions are Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, all these areas, Missouri, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan. Okay, so these are the Midwest regions. The weather here is terrible. Terrible in the sense during February or March, I believe, there was this one day when it was really sunny and hot one day. Next day it was raining a lot. Then the next day it dropped to 0 degrees Celsius. A few days later, it was snowing so heavily. Okay, so weather here is very terrible depending on where you are. If you're staying in the northern areas, it will snow. Be prepared for that. Uh, you should don't pack light. Okay, you can buy a lot of coats and jackets and stuff at good cost over here. You don't have to bring everything from India. That's important. So pack light. You can buy clothes here. Don't worry about that. And get your Indian costumes or Indian clothes or whatever because it's a bit difficult and bit expensive in the United States. Yeah, that's all I would say.
That's great. That's great. Atul, you have been very informative. In fact, we'd really like to thank you. We know that it's morning time over there, and you obviously are very busy. In fact, our other participants, they had also joined just for some time and they've left the session because obviously all of you have been taking out time from your busy schedule to help the current students, and we really appreciate the effort. Uh, just one last thing, we'll conclude the session with the question that Partho asked. If you would like to give any advice on that in brief, and we'll conclude the session with that.
Housing, right? Off-campus housing, right?
Yeah, off campus
Regarding
housing.
the security reasons, what should we look for? Okay, first things first, make sure that it's close to your campus. I mean, if it's not close to your campus, at least make sure that it's close to your maybe a metro station or a bus stop or something like that. Second of all, approach your uh, college to inquire about which are the safe areas to stay in, because you need to know whether a place can be, whether it would put you in danger that staying at the place. There could be a lot of gang activities happening. There could be a lot of it's not like a war zone or terror zone like what a lot of people say. Okay, but the thing is, there are certain areas that you have to avoid. The society here is, it's different from what we're exposed to back in India. Be ready to mingle with people. Don't shy away. Do not insult people. That's highly offensive. If people find that you're insulting them by any means, like the way that you talk or the way that your body language or something like that, that's going to be extremely difficult. You would end up in trouble. And wherever you are, uh, please stay safe, and just mingle with the community. It wouldn't be difficult for you to adjust. A lot of thousands and thousands of people have come from India to United States to study. Now they are working here, and so can you. I mean, it's just a matter of time. It's just the choices that you make, and yeah, just stay safe, be happy, enjoy your education. You'll do well. Good luck.
Thank you so much for the information, Atul. It was we highly appreciate you taking our time to join the session, and we will conclude the session here. Thank you everyone for joining. Atul, all the best. Stay cool, stay awesome, and thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.